every time I pull up at the let out, it's a spectacle.
Welcome to another episode of The Let Out. So this is going to be a great show. We want to talk about Chadwick Boseman, and we want to talk about the Brandy and Monica aftermath of the Verzuz battle. And then we'll get into the surprise topic. So, and welcome Chris as well. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's talk about the legacy of Chadwick Boseman. And I'll start with Chris. And you can kind of tell me about his legacy, what it meant to you, and just
you don't want to start with me because what I know him for is ultimately Black Panther, which was a movie
That's
I
okay.
didn't
You still
watch.
speaking from your experience,
right? That's the only one. That's the only one that you pretty much know him of.
I believe I've seen him in other stuff, but that's really what sticks to me and what is the anchor for my memory of who he is. Right. I don't know much about him. I have seen, the recent postings about him. Of course, he in his untimely death, how he died from cancer, which kind of, it sparked me to even ask another question. He lived 4 years with cancer and had done so much in those 4 years, right?
Right.
It also made me think to myself that Black Panther came out last year before last. So 4 years ago,
like 2 years.
He was probably filming that movie. It usually takes a year for a movie to come out after it's filmed. So he was probably shooting that movie. Probably had already found out of his diagnosis when he started.
Right.
And it just made me ask the question: do we all live our life to the fullest every day, or are you planning too much for the future? So maybe a topic for another day, but. If me not knowing much about his personal work, it made me his death made me spark a question in my own mind of how I live my day-to-day life.
Okay, good response. Sylvia?
Y'all, I was touched, like, for real. And the funny thing about it was I had the night before, the same night that I found out, me and Steven were trying to figure out what we were going to watch a movie. And Black Panther actually came across my mind. I'm like, no, I think I want to watch something else, whatever. And whatever it was we were watching, I don't even remember what it was. I think maybe my cousin or one of my kids sent it to me that he had passed. Generally when people send you stuff like that, you go to research it or whatever, and you find out that it's true. And then I'm trying to find out the cause of death. And then when I found out the cause of death, and he had been living with it and nobody knew. And in that amount of time, he did Black Panther, he did Get On Up, the James Brown story. He played Jackie Robinson in, what was it? Was the name of that movie 24?
42.
Okay. 42, okay, something like that. And then he did The Five Bloods. And he did all of that work the entire time that he was going through chemo and having surgery, and nobody never knew. Not even the people that was working with him knew. It was just a lot to his work ethic was ridiculous.
Right.
For somebody to persevere in that type of sickness, it made me even question myself, like, you holler about you tired, you whatever. And here this man working through a terminal disease that nobody knew that he had. And right. I think also for us as Black men, you know what I mean? Because we talked about the topic a lot about, Black men not being appreciated or whatever, or every time when it comes to crime, they want to highlight, the Black men and pull out everything that they've done wrong. And here we have another one out, outside of President Obama that set a perfect example for young Black boys growing up. Like when he played Black Panther, that did something for a lot of Black boys. He had set the tone then, but then I also knew a little bit about how he worked, because when they filmed Get On Up, they filmed it in my hometown. So some people in my hometown got a chance to interact with him and saying how humble he was, how down to earth he was. And I actually listened to an interview today. The young man that played James Brown's son, his name is Alvin Edney II. I listened to an interview that he did today on another podcast, and they were asking him about him, and he was saying how humble he was, and how with working with him, because he's an established actor, and I think this may have been the only role that he ever played. He didn't make him feel like he was beneath him, like he coached him through it.
Right.
And out of the red carpet events, he said he really think that he was the reason why he was on the red carpet events. And then it just prompted me to just go and look at other stuff that, you know, he had done, like the commencement speech that he had done at Howard. Did you listen to that?
Amazing.
Did
It was
you
amazing.
listen to that?
Yeah, it was
It
amazing.
really was.
Yeah.
Did you do it? Like, as a matter of fact, it's one thing, and we move on to somebody else, I'm gonna look for it, that he said that really resonated with me. But you could just even tell, just, you know, in the speech, in his interviews, when he did the acceptance speech, when he won, just how humble he is, or how humble he was, and just the type of person that he was, like, you know, the type of character he was. I just hate that for some people, myself included, it took his untimely death for us to realize just how good of a person that he really was. And even still now, you know, I'm just like, it's unbelievable that he's gone, because we didn't know that he was sick. So it was almost like it was a sudden death. But I think for those that were closest to him, it wasn't so sudden for them. They had time to prepare, and they just hit us with the shock and awe. So yeah, I think that his legacy will live long. In the short amount of time that he had to create it,
Right.
he's leaving a very good legacy.
Okay. Alicia, what are your
I think
thoughts?
Sylvia summed everything up, I mean, perfectly. It is a tragic loss, because, like you said, it was completely unexpected. But apparently, I think he found out that he had cancer. Was it in 2016? I think they said either 2015 or 16. So he's had it for 4 years now. I think he's found out about it with stage 3 or stage 4. So I think for some of us, it kind of makes you feel sad for yourself. You feel down for yourself. It puts you into a depression state, because typically with colon cancer, that's pretty much a death sentence, they say, especially when you find it at that late of a stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I respect the fact that instead of him going ahead and crawling into a hole and just basically dying and willowing in self-pity, he stepped up his game to the 10th power, and he came out and he tried to accomplish everything that he could in that short amount of time, and to leave impeccable and amazing work behind as far as his legacy was concerned. I think that even his legacy, it extends beyond his work as far as movies and shows are concerned, about the type of person that he was. Little Duval posted something today. I think he said that death is really a reminder to cherish your loved ones and to cherish each day. And so I think that that's a reminder for all of us, those of us who make excuses, kind of putting things off and not living life to the fullest, that tomorrow is not promised. So you definitely make sure that you are going ahead and trying to accomplish everything that you can in the amount of time that we have. And we don't know when that time could be up. And most importantly, just making sure that you're leaving a name and setting a precedence, like the fact that everyone around him spoke so highly of him. And of course, we always say most time when people dead, people speak highly of you like that. But it's not all people don't get that kind of praise from somebody at the very bottom up to the top. The president and his wife speaking about how you impacted them and the impression that you left upon them. So a lot of lessons to be learned, just personally, professionally, and he'll be missed.
Awesome. Yeah, pretty much my sentiments. I mean, I've paid attention to a lot of his work. And outside of his work, I want to get away from his work and get into the man.
Right.
And I think a lot of times we do, like Sylvia said, we kind of forget and treat people, and you know, we'll talk about men and treat men a certain way and don't give them their flowers while they're here. The man that he was, or that it takes to do what he did, because
Right.
behind the scenes, you have to look at it like, okay, I know that I may not have long, right? That's that's the reality that I deal with. So what am I going to do for, one, my family, my legacy? I can't wallow in pity. You know what I mean? I can't just sit here and drown
Give up.
myself and be sorry and give up. You know, I got to think about after I'm gone. What kind of person were you while you were here? And I think that's what a lot of people say. And I think you hear this often, but you rarely see it. And I think seeing him and the legacy he left in such a short period of time that we knew him, let's say that time that he was famous, it's commendable. It's noble. I think that he's a model for a lot of young men. I think regardless, you know, dead or alive, you should take something from his death. I know for me, what I took from his death, Kobe's death, and even you looking at Andre Harrell, Cliff Robinson, all of these young guys, the thing that I've taken from their death is what Alicia says, that you don't have long and you need to do something while you're here. Live life to the fullest. And I say that to the audience, just like everybody else has said, you really got to live each day like it's the last day that you'll be here. And that goes with certain things like letting petty shit go, like for your loved ones, that person leave out the door and you pissed off over something petty. Now, if it's something real, it's a different story, but petty things and just really holding grudges and things like that, people will be gone tomorrow and, you know, you just don't know. So his legacy will be felt for a long time forward. And I think he did enough to put himself in the conversation of greatness in a short period of time. And I think in the short period of time that he did it, greatness is too lame of a word. So I think he's very, very commendable. I remember watching him in, I want to say it was the Gods movie where he played an English person. And he was the brains of the operation. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I knew right then, just watching that role after I watched 42, I knew right then, I was like, this dude right here can act. He can act. He is the one. So that's it. I mean, you know, he's R.I.P. Chadwick, and you'll be missed. Okay.
Right.
So
before we move to next subject, I do want to leave you all or the audience with the one thing that I gotten from the commencement speech that he did at Howard. I think it was back in 2018.
Yep.
Graduation.
Yep.
And one of the things he told the graduates were in his speech, he said, "You'd rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses discipline. It's the reason you're on this planet." And I think that with him saying that, he lived it out till the end. So when I heard him say that in that speech, that really, really stuck out. I had to write it down so I could go back and read it from time to time when I lose focus on what I'm doing and the why I'm doing it. I've read it since just all of this week, and I'm like, okay, get your mind back in the game. So yeah, I just want to share that with you all because that really stuck out to me when he said it.
All right, awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the Brandy and the aftermath of Brandy and Monica's Verzuz. We all know that was the highlight of the week. From the outfits to the singing, everything about it was just the highlight of everybody's week. So what are your thoughts on it? Of course, I'll start with the fans, the big fans of Monica, and we'll go with Alicia this time. And talk about what you thought about the whole thing and the aftermath and everything.
It was good.
Sylvia?
Is that all you got?
It's hard to transition from that subject to this.
I mean, you got to. You don't want to end the show on a sad note.
True, no, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a great 3 hours of seeing a catalog of both ladies. I think sometimes when new music and new acts come into play, sometimes we kind of forget about the other artists who really paved the way. And so it was really great for them to get their flowers, so to speak. Am I
Okay.
frozen?
Huh? No, you're not.
Why you stop? So no, it was great for them to go ahead and get their flowers while they were here, and it reminded you got to hear some old hits that you have completely forgotten about, and you got to remember why these ladies were they're both legends, living legends, and they're both absolutely amazing. It was great to see them after, because I was amazed that they hadn't talked for 8 years, I think Monica and Brandy said. So it was good for them to go ahead and, even if it's just temporarily, bridge the gap to give us this moment and for them to get their check. It was well worth it. I enjoyed it. I feel like it was at a concert. If there was a tour, I would be there. I don't care if it was a virtual tour, if it's a physical tour and I got to wear my mask.
Okay. All right. Right. So what's your thoughts on Monica's shoes?
What?
From
From video?
I
I couldn't see the shoes. I think those was actually, I think they were leather pants.
Shoes. That's what the old shoes.
Oh, okay. I think everybody thought the pants were boots, but they were.
I did. You know what? I did think that they were boots.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what is that Monica got? Okay,
she brought the fashion.
She did. You know, that was good, man. She had the Flindy. Go ahead, Sylvia.
Yeah,
Did you put an L in Fendi?
I did. Go ahead, Sylvia.
I was gonna let him make it. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
He tried to be shady.
He was trying to say fly Fendi, and it came.
No, I think he was being shady.
Like for Kendi. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was like, the whole time she was sitting there, and I'm like, yes, Monica looking good. She snatches, and then she stood up, and I'm like, the pants a little bit too big in the crotch area. Then I saw it up close, and I'm like, yeah.
That's Monica, man. Monica's like, I like Monica though.
It was like, I don't know, it was too much. It's the bustier, and then the little jacket, and then the hat, and with the pants. It's just, I don't know.
You trying to get baby hair, Chris?
Yeah. Honestly, my head itching, and it's the only thing that I got real quick to stretch.
I was gonna say, ask Bob. She got you. Go ahead,
I was her last week.
No. Hold on. Just go ahead.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it because I've been a fan of both of them since they came out
in the 90s.
So it was a really, really, really good Verzuz. I think they got like 1.2 million.
Yeah, they did, man. They went up. I
post where they were the most trending topic, I think, on Twitter at the time.
They probably still are.
Their numbers were ridiculous, but yeah, I think they're trending for, and I think it's just the I don't know, people trying to pick apart the whole Verzuz
and find out who's the winner.
Yeah,
that's what people do though. Why they do that? Like this is a celebration. Why? I mean, I know people need things to do, but at the same time, like this is a celebration of something great.
When it started, it was more so kind of pitched as a bit of a competition, like my catalog against your catalog, bring your biggest records against mine.
Right.
Well, that was why Monica did say she didn't want to do it because they had always been pitched against each other anyway.
Right.
So she wanted it to be more so of a celebration of their catalog as opposed to a competition. But because the basis of Verzuz was kind of a competition type thing, yeah, everybody was online.
Yeah, I can get it.
But the thing that
makes it fun.
When it first came
really
on, like all in, I think that by the time it got towards the end, because this is 3 hours going in, and there's no telling how long they had already been up at the studio. Like,
yeah, I can't.
You know what I mean? But I enjoyed it. I mean, I literally was singing the whole entire time because I was vibing both of them. So I mean, I was in.
I was grocery shopping and jamming out so good, jamming out to the music, and made a mistake and spent $200 on groceries. I said, God damn.
Damn, I can't stick all that shit in the microwave.
all your money was so gone.
It sure was.
So I'm telling you. Yeah, you know what it made me do though today? I went and started listening to 90s music. Chris, pay attention. So I went and started listening to that 90s music. No, I'm just saying, like, for what I'm about to say. And I started listening to Carl Thomas and Avant and hey, y'all something, bro.
Yeah, 90s.
God, let me tell you something. The 90s
is unmatched.
Bro,
90s
you
R&B
ain't,
is unmatched.
bro, you not fucking with
Period.
90s R&B. You just not.
Nope.
It's
That's
it's
where
unmatched.
it was at the height
I
cut
already know.
between, regardless of what you want to say, between R. Kelly going, and not even just R. Kelly, because Aaron Hall before him, and you know,
Oh
all of
man, you
them.
really going back.
Man,
Yes.
don't look, man. When you start there and go up to like the late 90s, man, R&B ruled, man. You talking about Carl Thomas, man, stood in there. Man, look, I watched the video today. My man found air. Do you understand me? God damn. I was watching the video. I was like, man, that nigga so smooth, man. And he just, and he had the old Trey song. Man, look, let me tell y'all something about Carl. Y'all better look. But anyway, so it just, that's what the verses did for me. I like Monica. I'm just not, I can't do pretty much anything for 3 hours. But besides work, and even then I gotta take some breaks. But for them, I think it was a good celebration. I think it was great for them. I mean, the last few verses have actually been pretty good. The one with Erykah Badu and Jill Scott was amazing. Yeah, that one was amazing. I think they do need to start getting into couple more R&B, get into the right rap. You know, I think the one with Rick Ross and 2 Chainz is, but I do think, I think they need to do a trap music one.
That would be it.
Yeah,
Gucci and T.I.
Yeah, somebody.
50 and T.I.
Well, 50 ain't gonna do it because they got a new show coming out. But
No,
you know,
Gucci and T.I.
Hell,
maybe Gucci and Jeezy.
I was just gonna say, yeah, give me Jeezy.
Gucci and Jeezy, maybe.
Tip just got his Tip, although he got his own little lane.
Yeah, you know, cause Tip, to be honest with you,
Tip got more
outside of 50 Cent and somebody on that stature, everybody fucking with Tip. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, at the end of the day, when you call yourself the king of the South and you bring heat like my guy brought it, what can you say? Yeah. So you can't put anybody with T.I. Like, I'm sorry.
No,
that's just me.
No, I wouldn't put them.
I mean, and I'm not even just like, I'm a T.I. fan, but I ain't like the T.I. fanatic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fanatic to where I'm like, man, my boy T.I. Like, I ain't that guy. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but T.I., you're not fucking with T.I. Just, I'm sorry.
I want R&B groups. Like, I want R&B groups.
God. I'm gonna tell you, if they did like a
Jagged Edge and Drew Hill or something, I don't know.
Jagged Edge ought to have been on there. I think.
I'm gonna tell you who
I was on there, or who was it? 112 and who?
Yeah.
Yeah, 112 Jagged Edge, that was cool, but they need like a Cisco and them, like Drew Hill and somebody like, Drew Hill, somebody like that. Cause I'm gonna tell you something, Drew Hill live. but nah, so yeah, somebody like that. I mean, even if we could just make the ceiling high enough for Cisco to kick, I think it'll be a good show. It'll be a good show. Anyway, so
Genuine enough for the hell of it.
Genuine a fool with it too. Like, you got to get the right one for Genuine though. Like maybe Usher or somebody. I don't know. They were saying Usher and Chris Brown. Chris Brown was like, I don't want to do it, but Chris, I mean, you cool, but come on, son. Usher.
He's not Usher. He's not Usher.
I'm just saying, like, you can't just be like, I'm above Usher is what I'm saying. Like, you can't be like, I'm too good to battle or to do a celebration with Usher. Now, if you say, I want you to do it with Jacquees or Jacquees, then we get what you're saying. But you can't just be like you, like everybody beneath you, bro. Okay, so I want to know, is it trifling to live with your family members past the age of 30?
Is it trifling?
Is it trifling, or is it actually a good idea?
I feel like by 30 you need to be on your shit. Like, at some point you should be able to self-sustain without being at your family member's house. If you haven't done it by 30, man, I feel like Lil Duval told y'all asses a long time ago. Don't nobody care about no grown ass man over 30, man, with no money. You fucked up out.
Okay, about you with money. Yeah, well, not no man. I'm telling you, we're gonna get on that. Sylvia.
So you saying consistently, like they've been living with them since childhood?
Well, I mean, just like if you, it could be childhood, or it could just be okay. Well, you know, I turned 26, and I'm gonna stay with my folks.
No. In 4 years, if in 26, you should already realize what you did wrong and put yourself in that damn predicament. And in 4 years, you should be well on your damn way. There's no reason why. Hell, after 365 days, you still staying with me. Hell, after 6 months, why you still here?
Right.
Like,
I got you, Alicia.
Yeah.
I think everybody has everybody can have a setback in life. So if it's like a temporary, like I hit a hard time, I just need a minute.
No. I need.
I'm out.
I can agree with that.
That's why I asked.
What about?
I said, what if it's a couple more minutes?
I mean, you have a plan, or lay it out like
stay with you a few more minutes.
No, I mean, there's nothing attractive about that. Nothing at all about a grown man choosing to live off of his parents.
Off of with. And I'm not just saying parents. I said family.
Whatever it is.
Okay.
You can be living off of me as your sister. So it's the same thing. If I'm putting the bill, paying the mortgage or the rent, while you living here because you're trying to get things together.
No, I'm helping you.
I don't know that I would want a roommate. Because I'm assuming if you 30, I'm up there with you too. So I don't think I want you as my roommate. That's cute when we was like 20, 21. Yeah, but at 30 now, that's not popping. Yeah.
But you know what? I saw some shit on TV. It was on Judge Judy about a dude living with his mama's dad with 38.
Hey man,
his excuse is I'm never at home. I don't pay. Why pay for my own place that I wouldn't be in?
What you working for then?
I almost was willing to.
What
say,
you working for?
A car.
No. What are you working for?
A car, so you don't have to be at home.
Huh? I didn't hear what you said.
But so here's my take. My take is I think it's smart. I think honestly it's a beautiful thing, and I'm not trying to be racist, but Chinese do it all the time. And
no bills is a beautiful thing.
And look where they at. Like it'll be 50 of them in one restaurant, a house. Mexicans do it, Jews do it, Amish people do it, and they rich as fuck. We the problem is because what we think is trifling, other people see as logical and smart. Because it's like, why do I need my own place when I could buy a big enough place, and instead of buying 5 houses, I could buy one nice house, all of us split it, make all the money, buy a business, and get rich.
That sounds good. No.
I'm just saying.
But you know what? The way black people set up, y'all, we can't be in each other's space for too long.
That's the problem. But that's the problem, though. What you need, you can't be in each other's face so long, so it makes you not think logically because you're thinking about what I can't deal with.
We can still come together and put in money on a business. We don't have to be laid up with each other in the same house. But we can still collectively all come together.
But it's less money in the house now because now it's like I gotta.
Hey, check this out. Since you talking like that, we finna roll on to the A.
You can move in with your ass.
Hey, I promise you can have it. Come on in. And since you already in the garage, Alicia, I got you. Since you got so Chris, I let you have the office. Is that where we see you all the time? And Sylvia, you got your own bathroom. I got a bedroom.
Hey, I can get it though. I understand the concept, but I don't think this shit work in the real world though. Well,
it don't work in the real world because they
in my real world. Let me say that.
Maybe that's how they're being raised and they're growing like that in the household, so that's normal to them. That's not normal to us.
But you know what?
Most of households at 18, we like.
And you know what? I know that we're running low on time. We're almost down to a minute. But the thing is, and the biggest difference between those cultures is they were brought up, like Alicia said, from birth. So these folks been living like that, not only for a long time. That was the plan from the get-go. So guess what? Everybody bringing something in. Everybody doing it big. Everybody in that house got $100,000 jobs.
Let's go.
Everybody in the house got $100,000 job.
Yeah.
We living in a $10 million house. But in our culture, hell no, it's gonna be a motherfucker that ain't trying to do shit, a motherfucker that want to rap, and a motherfucker that want to do their own thing. Ain't nobody ever gonna be on the same page
until you get them on the same page. That's my point.
Man, it's too late. We should have had this plan before we ain't gonna start this plan today. Not today, we ain't.
That's what I'm saying. Well, our children young enough, we can do it.
Period.
All right, guys, that's the end of the show. Like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you watching. Please turn on your notifications. Vote.
Yes,
vote,
sir.
Vote.
Like your life depending on it. It is vote or die.
What she said. All right, y'all. It's been it's been real.
What?
I said it's been
vote
well.
or die, nigga.
Been real.
All that.
Okay.
No.
Every time I pull up at the let out, it's a spectacle.